Well, howdy do, buckaroos. How the heck are you? So, the Beer Whisperer is moving on to whiskey. I do that upon occasion. So, I've got my old Wild Turkey glass. I'm not sure how long I've had this, but it's been around a while. Came in a set, obviously. I have the Old Forester Signature 100 proof whiskey. This runs at about a $27 price point. I actually had some the other day. If you can see, the bottle's not completely full. So I have an idea what I'm tasting. They describe it. They don't give specific flavors other than to say it's more rich and spicier than the 86 proof version. The aromas aren't the most developed, although it's probably in line within its price point. But you do smell. I mean, it is a bourbon that uses rye as a secondary grain. You can smell the rye. As you can see, for 100 proof whiskey, it's rather smooth. I mean, as I made no face there whatsoever. The only complaint I have is that I drink most of my whiskey neat, especially in the fall and winter. In the spring and summer, I sometimes use some ice, just a little bit of rocks. And this particular whiskey, the honest truth is it's probably better lent to a cocktail. Even though rye is traditional in a Manhattan, I wouldn't be opposed to using this in a Manhattan. It would probably be very nice in a whiskey sour as well. As it is, I mean, it is 100 proof, so you can water it down a tad. And it isn't harsh in any way, so it would lend itself well to a cocktail. Probably find it in old fashioned as well. I'm going to do what they do at a lot of tastings. Right there, I just noticed, right at the end, let me do something real quick. I noticed right there at the end of that drink, I got a lot of sugars. You do feel a little bit of oak, but not much. There is some vanilla, some caramel, but I got a lot of sugar in that last sip. I'm going to add about a cap full of water from this bottle of water. I did a formal tasting once, and that's what he did. He said it does bring out both aromas and flavor. Oh, yeah, very nice indeed. Yeah, I do get more vanilla. I do get more caramel. And there is some nice sweetness right at the end. It's very pleasant, not an unpleasant sweetness. It's just about the right amount. I used my Rocktown nosing glass on it the other day. This one right here. And the honest truth is, for a whiskey of this type, this glass didn't do it any favors. This is probably better for a more developed whiskey. I'm not knocking this whiskey by any means. I'm just saying it does feel better in this rocks glass. I feel like I'm doing it more justice. More of the flavors and aromas are coming out. They weren't coming out at the right way at the right time in the nosing glass, and I don't think it's just not quite as developed a whiskey for that particular glass. It works better in a glass like this. There you go. And again, this is a kind of whiskey. It's not an incredibly high price point, and it would work fine for any holiday cocktails you got going on. And you could toss it some eggnog if you like, if you're getting creative and making shit up. Well, there you go. I mean, I'm not a fan of 100 ingredient sweet cocktails. I like my whiskey to taste like whiskey. It's why I drink neat most of the time. If I'm drinking a cocktail, I do like a Manhattan because you can still taste the whiskey. But because this whiskey isn't harsh in any way, but if the flavors aren't incredibly developed, it would lend itself well to any kind of cocktail or highball. So there you go. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'll see you later. Ta-da! Cut an action. Well, hey, buckaroos, I'm back again. And I want to do something here. I just did a video with the Old Forester, drinking it neat. And what I decided I'd do, and it's not something I typically do, but sometimes curiosity gets the better of me. My wife found these Schweppes sparkling seltzer water. This is a black cherry. So what I did is I put 2 shots in this Old Forester to about the one shot of Old Forester. See what it would taste like. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, yeah. I mean, if this is a type of drink you like, or a type of highball you would like to drink, yeah, you might want more seltzer. I still want to taste the whiskey. So actually, it's not bad. It doesn't water it down completely. I still taste the whiskey. I do get just a hint of black cherry in it. And again, it goes to my first point that this type of whiskey lends itself well to this application because the flavors aren't overpowering. It's not harsh in any way, but doesn't have incredibly developed flavors. So if you're drinking neat, it may not have the flavors you're looking for, but it does mix well in a cocktail because, again, it does blend well. It's not harsh. And this is, more or less a highball. I mean, if I had it in a tall, thin glass, drop some ice cubes in, we'll call it a highball. Here I just added a couple of about 2 ounces of the black cherry to it just to see what it would do. So there you go. Old Forester 100 proof. Yeah, I don't know if I'll buy it again or not. And it's not necessarily because it's bad. It's just because there's so much available. I keep buying new things all the time. But it's certainly worth trying once for the price point.